Hello and welcome to another present day production news episode. Today we look at some new products from what I consider to be some forward-thinking manufacturers who are both gaining a well-deserved reputation for incredible new products built really well in their country of origin at incredible prices. But first, as promised, your chance to win the microphones we reviewed in our last video. So if you're in the UK and would like to win one of these, comment "I'd love to win a free microphone" on this video below. The first to comment will get their pick of either the Fame MS57 or 58, and the second person to comment will win the other one. I'd also like to offer a huge welcome to the raft of new subscribers that have joined us over the past few weeks, and to say a huge thank you to all of those who've been leaving wonderfully encouraging comments on our videos. YouTube has a bit of a reputation for the comment section, with a lot of trolling, negativity, comments generally being a horrible place to be. In fact, most YouTubers I know don't even read their comments and have their notifications turned off. But not so with you lot. You as an audience are the cream of the crop, and we really appreciate that. So thank you. Good? Good. Anyway, on with the news. First up, a new and exciting edition of a modern day classic from the amazing Tegeler audio manufacturer.
What's the biggest downside of hardware? For us, it's recall. We've seen plenty of manufacturers offering software plugins that can operate under hardware control in recent years, Softtube's Console 1 probably being the most familiar. But imagine this.
Grace, recall everything on the Mr. Blobby remix to where we had it last Wednesday, please.
Okay, here you go.
Incredible. Regular followers of the channel know that one of Mark's goals for this year is to transmogrify to a deskless mastering setup. We recently set up Jamie's new ATC monitors in our control room for a forthcoming video, and when we initially set them up in the middle of the room, they sounded incredible. When we moved them behind the desk, the coloration in the mid-range and detail lost in the stereo imaging made them sound like inferior budget near-fields. The difference was shocking. Now, we've known this for years, and that's one reason why our monitors are soffit mounted and at an artificially high level pointing downwards. That means we can hear what's coming out of the drivers before the desk does. But we've moved this out the way again recently to give the floor a good clean, and the difference, whilst not as night and day as it is with near fields, is remarkable. We can work around it, and most people have to, but we've heard with our own ears that the biggest difference we can make to the quality and accuracy of what we're hearing is to completely get rid of anything in between us and the speakers. And so that's the goal, because to both of us, monitoring is everything.
But that makes working rather difficult, especially if we want to incorporate some flavoursome mastering hardware into the equation. So my plan is to achieve symmetry in the new room by having two racks angled behind me, a pair of mastering grade main monitors set up as close to Carl Tatz's phantom focus positioning as I can get, and an iPad running in sidecar mode to control the Mac. Heaven, except when I need to adjust the hardware. This then becomes a pain, as does recall. I know of a few other mastering engineers who are using minimal desk systems consisting of only the essentials, but I know of none that truly have nothing between them and the speakers. And after recent listening tests, this has become a huge deal for me. In fact, this is such a big deal that I will probably only use one manufacturer's hardware for instances where plugins simply won't do, and that manufacturer will be Tegeler Audio, for two reasons. Reason number one, it sounds incredible. If you want to inject some subtle analog character into masters, then their products just sound sublime. If you need to crank it a bit harder, then you can, and it holds up just as well. They make genuinely awesome sounding gear. Secondly, knobs. Knobs. Tegeler are taking the whole software under hardware control paradigm and flipping it on its head. Hardware under software control. We've had flying faders for decades, and now we have motorised knobs. Thank you, Tegeler.
This is forward thinking. This is bringing audio production into the 21st century. This isn't just recreating another piece of vintage outboard, and it's not just another company making valve-based products based on classic designs from yesteryear. This is groundbreaking, and at an affordable price. This takes the one major modern day workflow flaw with hardware, recall, and throws it out with the packing foam acoustic panels. This is great. Load up your DAW session from last week and this happens. So, what news? Well, Tegeler have added to their motorised pot lineup, which currently consists of the Schwerkraftmaschine compressor and Raumzeitmaschine reverb unit, by adding this functionality to their most popular hardware unit, the Creme. As many of you know, the Creme consists of a VCA style bus compressor and valve EQ and is specifically designed for mix bus and mastering duties. And it sounds phenomenal, and it comes in at a bargain price. I don't know of anyone who's tried this unit and hasn't bought one, so for Tegeler to add the remote control over Cat5 functionality to this is very, very exciting indeed. If they add that to their variable tube compressor and classic EQP1 equalizer at some point in the future, I'll be buying one of each. We met Michael Korsch at a trade show in London a few years back, and he kindly showed us through the lineup and gave us an inspiring demonstration of the Schwerkraftmaschine and proved himself to be a humble and modest gentleman and an undercover forward-thinking genius. This company deserves your support. Check them out if you haven't already. The link is in the description. Next up is news from another company who like to think outside the box, heavily involve their customer base in product development and come up with some future classics. Aston microphones. Based about half an hour down the road from us in Hitchin, Aston gave the budget microphone market a forceful flick on the earlobe a few years ago with their excellent Spirit and Origin large diaphragm condenser mics. They then took us into space with the laser guided multiple voiced Starlight 20mm capsule mic. Then they fed the large diaphragm dynamic market a healthy dose of SM7 killer in the form of the Stealth, and now they're offering their latest product, the Element. Aston involved thousands of people in the design phase and pitted the Element up against microphones from the likes of AKG, Rode, Audio-Technica and even Neumann, and came up with the final design for the Element. A phantom-powered mic that uses an all-new Ridian capsule technology that's said to combine the sensitivity and high-frequency response of a condenser mic, the punchiness and off-axis rejection of a dynamic, and the natural smoothness of a ribbon. This is set to ship for the incredible price of only £159, including bespoke shock mount and pop filter. We'll try and get our hands on one and bring you a review as soon as possible. So, good news from two incredible equipment manufacturers. We're working on a review of the Audient Nero monitor controller right now, as well as the Clark Technic KT2A, and we have some other very exciting projects in the pipeline too. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and ding the ding dong to keep up to date. Thanks once again for all your lovely comments on our recent videos, and don't forget, if you like this video then please give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it then hit the thumbs down twice. Thanks for watching and we'll see you again in the next video.